Greetings everyone, welcome to Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. This is Aisha, your Tuesday vlogger, and this week's question deals with intention, and so I'll get right into it. How did you and do you practice living with the intention to make it to your goal and maintain weight loss each and every day? What makes you successful? Well, for me, how did I practice living with intention? Coming into the journey, and for those who don't know my story, my journey began November 2010 with gastric bypass, laparoscopic RNY, and I started 355 pounds in the month of November 2010 and went on to reach my goal in November 2011, weighing in at 173.2 on November 29th. I was down 181 pounds and my goal was 174 pounds. And the only intention I had during that 12 months was not to waste time, perhaps going back to my old gluttonous ways, even though it was probably been too hard, I mean, with such a small stomach, but not wasting time getting in fitness, not wasting time exercising self-control when it came to food. It was something about those 12 months that I just felt like, something was pushing me in my back to get this done, get this weight off. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Take full advantage of it. And so many people say you only get this little honeymoon period, and even the doctors, you get 12 months and take advantage of that year, and that's all that I kept thinking about. So my intention was that I was not to waste time. I wanted this over with. I didn't want to drag out anything, and I didn't even know how I would end up, but I knew I didn't want to waste time. So that was my biggest intention in getting to my goal, and just trying to make the most of that year and building good habits so that I could have some kind of foundation for the future. And so how did you and do you practice living with intention to make it to your goal and maintain your weight loss each and every day? So now I'm in 4 months into maintenance, which many of you have heard me say it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But it is not easy, and it is not a picnic in that you can just kind of la 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 do what you want, because there's always that reeling yourself back in, and if you're up a couple pounds, you got to get those couple pounds off, otherwise those couple pounds are going to turn into 15 pounds or whatever the case may be. And so how I practice living with intention in maintenance is not running back to old foods and old habits. That has been my determination to just stay in my lane, to live in my box, and occasionally creep out and have things that I wouldn't normally eat. And that's the thing, you can't normally eat all kinds of high calorie things, or take time away from fitness because you don't feel like it and things of that nature. And so not running back to old foods, keeping movement in my life, just being determined not to lay across the bed and get lazy. It is every day, 5 to 6 days a week for me of movement, and just trying to remember that every choice I make will impact what happens with my body and where I wanted to go in the future. And then accountability. I spent my first 15 weeks in maintenance sending scale shots to two of my good friends and making sure that I was staying in line and having accountability. And so I think accountability is important, whether it's you make weekly YouTube videos, whether you have people in your pocket that you exchange your weight with, and you keep each other accountable. Accountability is huge. And so those are things that have been part of me living with intention. The last part of this question is, what makes you successful? Successful in this moment for me is just looking at, what am I doing daily? What am I doing to reel myself back in when I've gone too far away from my normal, habits? And so I think that if I keep with the self-talk, if I keep a tight rein on what I bring in my home environment in terms of things I eat, if I keep a tight rein on how frequently I am in restaurants, and how much movement I'm getting in my life, I'm going to believe that there will be long-term success. And long-term success to me means I've stayed below my goal weight, well within my lifetime maintenance range, and not living with fear that I'll be in regain. I don't want to set myself up for failure, so worried about, or being afraid of regain, because I have no intention of going back to 170 anything pounds. I like to stay in the 160s or below, and nor do I have any intention to take a break from fitness. I love how it makes me feel, and I like to keep things out in front of me, so I'm still working on some fitness goals and trying new things, So coming into the journey, I didn't know where I was headed necessarily, but I have, set some things in place that I believe will keep me successful long term. I think this journey requires that we think ahead, that we think to the right and to the left in terms of things that may be a distraction, and how can you, beat it, if you will. For example, carrying a lunchbox and putting things in the lunchbox is one method of, knocking out the opportunity to go through a drive-through. So I think it just requires that we think a lot and that we be intentional in what we're doing in general. So that is my answer this week, you guys. I hope it has been a help to someone, and you guys have a great today. Thanks. And this is Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. Thank you. Bye-bye.